Hi, back on channel Kook Tae TV. This time, we'll be discussing an incident that shocked the ARMY world, an unexpected turn of events involving Taehyung and Jungkook at the prestigious W Korea event. Their reactions shook the hearts of many fans. But what exactly happened? Why did HYBE panic? We'll unravel all these mysteries today, not just gossip, but a story that holds traces of emotion, anxiety, and perhaps clues to BTS's future. As night fell, the W Korea stage was magnificent. Spotlights, an elegant catwalk, and the invitation of A-list celebrities. All eyes were on Taehyung, who had been considered calm and collected. However, the moment unfolded differently than many had expected. As Taehyung sat in the audience, the camera suddenly turned to him. His face looked serious, his eyes carrying an unusual weight. He realized that the spotlight wasn't just stage lighting, it was public scrutiny. Taehyung was then invited up on stage by the MC for an impromptu interview segment. Everyone in the audience felt their hearts beat faster. The camera focused on him. The audience murmured. He stood up and walked to the center of the stage with steady yet hopeful steps. He then uttered a few words that made time seem to stop. "There's something I want to tell you about us, about the future." Instantly, applause erupted. The MC gave Taehyung space, asking him to elaborate. He took a deep breath, then continued, "All this time, I've kept a lot of things quiet. But I feel like the time is right to speak." That sentence was enough to tense the atmosphere. Everyone seemed to be waiting. Was this a personal announcement? Was this a spoiler about the other BTS members? In the corner of the stage, the camera panned to Jungkook. His face was blank at first, as if he were holding back an expression that was about to emerge. Jungkook's eyes stared straight at Taehyung, as if reading every word he was about to say. His gaze was both cold and full of curiosity. A few seconds later, he furrowed his brows, then took a deep breath, revealing an expression that was hard for anyone to decipher. Taehyung continued, "I want us all to know that the relationship between us is more than meets the eye." That sentence brought the applause to a sudden halt. The noise was deafening, the camera was shaking, and the MC looked confused. "I want to take off my mask," Taehyung added. "I want people to know how fragile I am off stage, how heavy a burden I've been carrying all this time." There was a pause. Silence. Everyone in the studio held their breath. On camera, Jungkook's face changed, from blank to tense. Soon, he walked forward, approaching Taehyung. His steps were slow but firm. As the distance between them narrowed, the audience whispered. Was this too intimate? Was this a scene that shouldn't happen at a formal event? Jungkook finally spoke in a soft but determined voice. "V, what do you mean by all this?" His voice echoed through the room, calm, but with a tone that demanded honesty. Taehyung looked Jungkook in the eye and said, "I'm tired of hiding all this. We've been through so much together, but there's a side of me you never knew." By now, some of the audience and fans had begun to cry. "V wouldn't have said it if it wasn't so important," an MC commented in a trembling voice. But Taehyung wasn't finished. He confessed that he had long felt an inner conflict between being a powerful idol in the public eye and being a normal human being, one who needed support, recognition, and comfort. He revealed that there were moments when he felt alone, even though he was surrounded by millions. That behind the selfies, concerts, and media spotlight, there were tears that were never captured on camera. That there was a fear of being abandoned, misunderstood, hurt, a side of himself he had always denied. The words stunned the audience. Jungkook listened intently. His eyes were slightly watery. He didn't respond immediately. After a few seconds' pause, he whispered, "I didn't know you felt all that." Then he added, his voice trembling slightly, "I want you to know. I'm here, always here." Instantly, all the stage lights dimmed. The focus returned to the two of them. The camera rolled, highlighting the fans' reactions on the big screen. Some cried, some covered their faces, tenderness spread through the audience. Many hugged photos of Taekook, the fan nickname for V and Jungkook's relationship. The MC tried to lighten the mood. He asked if it was time for Taehyung to announce something more concrete. Was this a romantic confession? Was this a new statement from BTS? Taehyung shook his head slowly. "That's not what I meant," he said softly. "I just want to be honest. That we're not always perfect, but we belong together." Then he looked at Jungkook and said, "Jungkook, you're one of the few people who truly knows me. I hope you all know, I don't expect complete acceptance, I just want understanding." Jungkook leaned forward slightly, taking Taehyung's hand. He spoke, "I understand V, and I promise, beside you backstage, I'll hear everything, even the pain you hide." His voice was hollow but full of emotion. The audience held their breath. Several cameras began to record tears in Taehyung's eyes. He closed his eyes for a moment, wiping his cheeks. "I think, maybe this is the beginning of something. Not as an idol, not as a perfect figure, but as a human being who's tired of hiding." The MC whispered to the crew, "We need to wrap up this segment quickly." But it seemed the show had crossed the line of normal professionalism. The microphone came back on. "So, what's the point of this confession?" the MC asked. Taehyung looked at the MC and said, "I mean, I want everyone to know that behind the big name of BTS, there are humans who are sometimes hurt. There are relationships that are sometimes difficult to understand. I'm not asking for sympathy, but I do hope for understanding that we have vulnerable sides too." Jungkook took a deep breath and said, "I'm here. For V, for all of us. And I want us to not be afraid to talk about our dark sides as idols, as human beings." The show finally settled back into its official format. The segment ended with a long applause, a bit awkward but meaningful. The camera slowly pulled back, leaving the two figures standing on stage, a moment to be remembered. After the show, news of Taehyung's confession spread rapidly across social media, K-pop portals, ARMY forums, and entertainment newspapers. Netizens were busy interpreting, speculating, was this the beginning of a breakup? Or a new chapter in their journey? Many called the move a strategic mistake, with some even suspecting HYBE would intervene seriously. And indeed, a few hours later, SM, JYP, and HYBE were trending topics. Some reports suggested that BTS's agency held an emergency meeting that night. There were concerns that such a public confession could open the door to further speculation about relationships between members, privacy leaks, or uncontrollable fandom pressure. But among all the reports, the most touching was ARMY's response. Many were touched, nodding along, that they wanted to see not only BTS's greatness and success, but also the human beings behind it all. Many said, "I cried not because of the alleged hidden relationship, but because I finally learned that they can be hurt too." As the night ended, the main questions remained. Was Taehyung's confession just the culmination of long-buried feelings? Would Jungkook respond further? Was this the beginning of a new chapter in BTS's story, a personal side that had been kept hidden? At the end of this segment, we had no definitive answers, only speculation and a sense of hope. But one thing's clear, that night, Taehyung and Jungkook showed that behind the scenes and in the spotlight, they're still human. They can also hope for understanding, not just the title of idol. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and comment with your thoughts. Who knows, this video might be gone by tomorrow morning, so watch it now.